Hello and welcome back. My name is Nate Wadani. Today I'm going to show you some side bends that you can do with your balance bar. So this is a really wonderful tool for side bends. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. So first of all, make sure you have a proper balance bar that's flexible and padded. This is really not going to feel very good if you have just a broomstick or a piece of wood or a dowel. Alright, you really want to have the flex and you want to have the padding because you're going to be putting this around your shoulders and your neck. Okay? But the balance bar can be so helpful for side bends because it provides a structure and a stability for you to really control this very, very safely. So how you do it, you take it on up and over, and I recommend doing some of our warm-ups first, so check those out. And let your hands first just start off with your wrist draped across the side. Now this is a 5-foot balance bar, so this is good for my height. I'm 5'7", but if you're taller than me, you may want to use a 6-footer, okay? So the 6-footer looks like this, and as you can see, it's got a lot more room. So if you're at the edge of your balance bar, and if you need more flex, that also helps if you have tight shoulders or shoulder injuries, use something a little bit taller. Now, the 4-footer or the travel bar obviously is a lot shorter. This is going to be a little bit harder if you're tall. So make sure you get the proper size for your height. Alright, so once you're at the edge here with your wrists, take a wide stance, and let's start off on this, your left side. So turn your left foot out. And you can turn your right foot in just slightly. That's okay too. But keep your hips more or less lined up. So both hips are even. You're not tilted one way or the other. And your balance bar and your hips are also lined up. So then when you tilt toward the pointed toe, your left, the balance bar is going to naturally lift your right arm up. And you're going to start to feel, pretty shortly, the stretch up your right side. So you're from your hip to your armpit, and even your underarm. Alright? So this is all it takes. You're using the leverage from one side coming down, the other lifts up. Okay? So take it real slow. Make sure you warm up first also. Now, whenever you come up, bend the knee first. Bend the knee, then straighten your spine by bringing your hips under you. Because if you just try to come up this way, you're going to be using these side muscles, which after stretching, have to turn around now and contract. That may be a little bit too much pressure. So after stretching the side, I really recommend bend the knee, bring your hips under you, so that your side can release without strain, and then come back up. Alright, so now the other side, turn your foot in and your other foot out. Okay, and notice I'm still starting very wide on my wrist. This is the easiest version. I'll show you a little more advanced version later. Keep this lined up. So if you can see from the side view, this is lined up. So I'm not curved like this or curved like that. I'm trying to stay pretty lined up. That's the benefit of the balance bar. It keeps you in nice alignment. So then as you drop this right side down, the left side is naturally lifted. This allows you to really relax into the stretch. If you're having to strain and stretch at the same time, it's easy to overdo it or to block out your body's signals. So this way you can really control it, you can focus on your breathing, and you can really fine-tune and adjust with more nuance. So take your time. As your body warms up, you may stretch. If your legs are also flexible or warmed up, you may move all the way up into almost a triangle pose. But whenever you come out, bend your knee, and bring your hips under you, and then come back to center. Alright? Now let me show you a little more advanced version. So you first want to start off with your wrists, but as you get more flexible, more comfortable, you may try it with your elbows draped over, or your forearms. So that way you're going to actually feel a little bit more of an intense stretch, and it'll go a little bit deeper. So now turn your left foot out, your right foot slightly in, hips and shoulders stay aligned, and then you just simply lean over, and the leverage from this side coming down causes this side to come up. With your arms a little bit more draped over, you may not need to go as far to get the same amount of stretch. Focus on your breathing, and just be real patient here. You want to keep a little bit of engagement on that side, not completely relax it. So make sure that you're feeling a sense of control and you're nice and comfortable. As your body warms up, you may be able to go deeper, but don't be in a rush. Now, when you're coming out, make sure, bend your knee first, shift your weight, bring your hips under you, and then rise back up. That's a much safer way to come out. Let's switch. Turn your left foot in, right foot out, hips, shoulders stay lined up, and then just slowly start to move over to the side. Really control the descent. Take your time. Keep breathing comfortably, and if you get to the point where you can't breathe, you're holding your breath, you're probably overdoing it. Keep your breath comfortable. Now when you're ready to come out, bend your knee, press up with your leg power, bring your hips under you, straighten your spine, and then come back to center. Alright, so be very cautious. Don't overstretch your sides. This is a movement we rarely do in daily life. So if you're just jumping in cold, this may be too much. Make sure you do some warm-ups first, take it slow, and as long as you're breathing comfortably, you should be in the safety zone. If you have to hold your breath, you've gone too far. Alright, so enjoy those warm-ups for your sides. Hope you feel a little taller, and your spine and your sides will start to get more flexible and more resilient over time. Alright, so make sure that you have the right size balance bar. So again, if you do need the longer size, use that 6-footer. Make sure you're doing this safely. Alright, so good to see you, and I'll see you again next time.